Hey, and welcome back to Blueprints. It's day 68. And I actually did some editing between recording sessions, which is really nice. Like, I do that like in batches, basically. And like edit whenever I get around to it. And during my edits, I actually got to take like some more notes and like recheck some things that I had seen. Like we have, for example, last time interacted with like the lantern, for example. Like obviously this has to be in my notes at some point, right? Like I said, like interactive with the lantern. I mean, like we looked at the I guess the whatever, like the I guess whatever Alzara told us. This is like kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like there was like the image that there was like one bird and like the lantern missing for some reason. This is kind of what I'm getting at. But like for today, that doesn't actually matter. Let's ignore that. But there were like some other notes, but I'm going to talk about them after I get to draft you over there. So there are a few things that I really would like to see. One of them is obviously the shrine. I always want shrine, and the other one is the tomb. To get either one, no. Like we've been in the hovel last time. I kind of would like the trading post then, because I don't... Like, we've been in the schoolhouse a few times. I might have to go there again at some point. Maybe it's going to be relevant, but I feel like the trading post has, like, the most, I guess, interesting stuff going on. Also, I don't actually know if we can get the money again. No, the money's only here once. Good to know. But yeah, like, there are, like, some notes that I still have to take in certain rooms. Talking about the rooms, I actually took, like, I'm like 2 episodes behind basically on editing, but I did take a list of like all the paintings that have been missing since then, and I can just cross those off basically. So this is going to be like one of my goals today, to just take those screenshots, and once I'm done with that, we can finally solve the text. I don't think that we are going to learn a lot more, because I feel like we already had like 70% of like the letter puzzle, right? Like the whole thing with like the 44 letters that exists, right? But yeah, there are like a few other things that I'm gonna talk about in a second though. And otherwise, this seems fine. I don't know if there's like anything to interact with here. I don't think there is a lot. Like obviously we could blow the stuff up. There's nothing inside of this lantern, so we couldn't light it even if we had a lighter. A rug, we do have a step ladder that we can't really use. Like and the dolly again. Like, I'm still so suspicious of those. I don't know if there's, like, any way to work with those. But, like, look at how, like, if I could pick this one up, I could probably move some crates around, right? That's, like, kind of where I'm getting at. But even then, like, technically, I don't actually know if we would be able to pick it up. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking this, right? Like, maybe I'm completely wrong on the theory still that we can do something here. Otherwise, we can obviously trade here when we don't have items, so it doesn't actually matter. Can we see anything in the image that's like interesting? And we have like a lot of sugar and coffee. Yeah, that's great and all. But otherwise I don't see anything. But again, like I like to miss stuff, which is why I'm like looking around like 10 times before we actually continue onward. Right, like we had like the explosives here. Yeah, we have dealt with those. I don't think that there's anything here. And otherwise, I might have to accept that there isn't too much here. Why is there flour in there? But again, we can't move you, and like, again, I don't really know how to interact with like certain objects, if there was even the opportunity to do so. That's probably just part of the texture, right? It looked like kind of weird, like something was coming off of there, but might be just be nothing. Also, like just size-wise, I feel like this is actually, like we normally have like this room here, right? Like it has like a certain width to us, and I feel like we actually like over the width here if we blow up the side, basically, right? Like this is kind of what I'm getting at. So I guess this side at least should be open in theory, but then again, we are not actually that deep into the room. Like the room is actually, am I just imagining that? Like, this room feels kind of small overall. I don't think that helps us here. And again, like, I don't think we can do anything here unless we get, like, the blessing that I've been looking for so long. But that would require us to get the shrine again, which I don't get enough. and I don't feel like resetting again, right? Like that's always kind of unfun to do. Right. Okay. Now to the actual stuff inside of the estate. Okay. There are actually a few things that I noticed whilst editing that I'm actually going to talk about. The first one is I've reread a few times like a new clue, right? Like the book. I have like all the screenshots now, and I can work with that. I should have probably not gone in here, but we can do like what I thought about there in a second. But there's actually something really interesting in that book. Inside of the book, there's this page here. And this is a very interesting one because it has certain notes in here. First of all, the suspect is a key, which is interesting, right? Like this is where the whole idea comes that like something in this book is a key, basically. But there are two different things that they are talking about. The suspect is minor. This is important, and the suspect is major. But this one is a red note that's handwritten, so it's actually a double fold, so it's a true note again. Like as opposed to this one, which is like the suspect is a minor, but in a red note. So it's like not somebody who minds, right? So these two kind of contradict themselves, right? Because like the suspect is minor, the suspect is major, but maybe they're just talking about two different suspects, and the suspect is a key. So there are like maybe two keys that exist. Okay. This is the first thing. And now another question is like, what is this even about, right? Like they're talking about like the suspect and stuff. And there's actually one note that we have found like on all of the different other pictures basically, and that is those different signs. We've read through those. It basically reads like start at station 8, depart, keep left, go to Tanner Fork, and then turn right, and then go to the dead end basically. And then you get, and it says like record each stop. And then we might be, like, I'm guessing this is connected still, right? So what we basically have is like all of those stations. And these stations are actually really important because I've actually written that down like multiple times. We get like this weird shape that Mary has also shown us inside of one of the recordings basically. I can show you in a second, but this is like really interesting. And this is also why I'm kind of repeating this, like, you know, on camera here. Because we also have the train metro. And this is like basically the symbol that has been shown. Like if we start at 8, go up here and stay like left and then, you know, turn right and stuff, you end up at the dead end at some point, right? And you get like this weird shape around here. And here's the thing why I'm talking about like the major, the minor. We have major stops and minor stops. And if we actually check which of those numbers are major and which of them are minor, we actually get two different codes. The minor ones are just station 7, which is Angel Tower, and 3, which is the Arius Crossing, while the major stations are here, the Royal Station, the 10, so Tanner Fork, the 1, the Orus Train Hall, and 13, the Dead End. Which means that for the key that is a minor key, we only have two numbers, a 7 and a 3, which could work as a date. While the major one, being 8, 10, 1, 13, does not work as a key like that. But we also do know that there's another key that we need for the grotto, that's supposedly not following the general convention. So my theory is that this might just be related to that, or I need the key to log into the network, because there's like the symbol of the network, right? Like on the bullet board, we can see that. Like I'm talking about like this symbol, right? Like this is the symbol that we see when we connect to the network. So this might just be a key for that one, or like both of them are keys. I don't know, we have to check that one out, and maybe it's the grotto. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that, but this is like my only lead that I have in this book. There's obviously still the other thing, which is this page, because like the letters here, some of them have like, you know, these gray numbers behind them. And if we put them in order, we have done that in the past, it actually reads, all check corner case rooms had a low-case clue found in the rooms. Which sounds like really weird. Okay, but it's like something about that, which means that all of the corner case rooms are like important. There's like something in there that has been found, or should be found, I guess. And the corner case rooms we can actually see on the previous page, and this is this one here. The corner cases and all the checked ones, which is the patio, the nook, the office, and the pantry, which is like why I'm still so suspicious of the pantry. But maybe I actually misunderstood something, because like in the, at least in the nook and the patio, we had like these little cards that kind of told us something, but maybe I misunderstood something, and maybe those cards aren't actually the important thing in there. Because like the reading nook basically has like some clues on there. But there might just be overthinking this, and there might just be, or like underthinking this, I guess. And there might just be more to it that I've missed. So I actually have to, I guess, recheck those rooms. So this is going to be like something that I'm going to try to look out for. But before we can do that, obviously we have to do the actual drafting again. I'm just gonna go top. I mean, we have to do a reading nook, so I'm gonna get that one. I know we are wasting like one potential library access, but that's okay. I'm just gonna pick that one. Maybe we can get like some other cool stuff. Foyer early is actually great. That doesn't mean that we don't have any gems though. And something on the right side. Just a dining room or conference room. I like getting the like I could get the pantry just to have like that room again, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking for, right? It could just literally be the note. But I don't know why this is important for like a case. I don't know, maybe there's like a code that we have to figure out to, you know, get a sum of 50 or something like that. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for the dining room just so we have like more options to walk around in. And I'm gonna leave the dining room for now. I'm gonna go for the nook. So, it does say lower. Wait, what was the exact wording? Had a low case clue. What is a low case clue? That's like kind of the weird thing that I am so suspicious of, right? Like it could just be here. Like maybe they're talking about like a small clue, right? Like low case that you have to read something using the magnifying glass, which is like one interpretation of that, right? And I don't actually mind thinking about it like that. By the way, this is rank 2. I think I have this one already. Yeah, I have this one already. I just have like the list of like all the ones that I need to take screenshots of still, of the paintings. Right, like this is like the one thing that I could imagine. In which case, I mean, I feel like I've got this one zoomed in as a screenshot already. And I mean, there are multiple hints on there. And they're just talking about like clues, so this is like not a full puzzle. So we might learn about something in there that's like really important. I mean, we do learn about how... Okay, what do we learn inside of there? Let me see if I have like a bigger screenshot. I do actually have like bigger screenshots of those because, you know, I take notes. This is like what we see when we zoom in. And we have like the rules about like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, that's nice. Billiard puzzle notes. Great. So we figured that one out quite some time ago. We have like this grid here, but I don't think the grid really helps us in this note. There must be a way to open, yeah. The antechamber appears to be sealed by all 4 sides. That is something we knew about already. And Sinclair has many something secret, many here secret that he will take to his grave. Maybe it also tells us that we should check the grave again, but like we would need the grave, right? Like we can't do that right now. Also, I just moved like one over to like the root cellar node. And I'm just not thinking, right? Like we have like the XYZ here. I know I'm like looking through nodes most in this episode. It's going to be interesting, I guess. But like we have like these nodes here. And we did have that one in a new clue as well, right? And it does say no sign. And the sign has been underlined. So this might be important. So let's see, which page had that one? I do remember seeing that here, right? Dead end, major key, X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Seen all the signs. The dead end is a major key. Maybe, but why X, Y, Z, A, B, C? Maybe... But it tells you here as well, right? Like X, Y, Z, like the same code as here as well. I'm gonna have to zoom into that one again, right? Because I don't think... Wait a second. This one is you looking to the side. Which page is that? It's this one, right? I mean, we still have like these titles here, right? That you can probably unscramble. But maybe it's just a Caesar cipher, right? But I would be surprised if it were. I'm gonna leave that for like the end of the episode if it is. But like we have like the screenshot, right? Like that's how it saves. I just was thinking about it because I just accidentally opened that one page. So it basically means like this might actually just be the clue, and I'm right about that. But what is the clue in the Nook then? There are like just some clues that I don't get. Anyway, library. I definitely want the library. There are like two reasons why I want to do that. First of all, I need to read that book. And there should be a book that Mary read. But I also noticed that there should be a book maybe important like up here. I wouldn't know which one though. I mean, you can just spam click. Because like in the recording, we saw Mary reading here. And I'm guessing our great uncle was here dealing with like a book. So that it might either be... It is Swimbird, yeah. Wait a second. Like those... All of the notes were like in 83, so this can't be Swimbird, right? Was it in... It was in 83, right? Like I'm gonna have to really quickly check something. Okay, no, it wasn't like 83, it was 87. So we have like March, so this is not... It would be in February of 87, so it's not this book that she was looking at. This is important. Like I'm gonna have to look at all of the different books in here and see which one Mary borrowed around that time. And again, like none of them were borrowed here, but it's still useful to look at Swimword again. Maybe I just missed something in there, right? Like their bird. There's a death that I would not dive to. That's right. They don't like them diving. I've been actually thinking about draining the aquarium again. Wait, that's interesting that there's like a line here. Huh. I don't know how this ended up here. Like a thin blue line might be noticeable. I'm guessing that they just... The way the images were created. Or something like that, like in universe that they could have been created like that, I don't know. To be fair, if I recall correctly, this one was like the earlier book, right? This was in 85. Might have been like the earlier book. But then again, wait, 87 was Red Prince or this one? Wait a second, I can actually check. This is the great thing, right? Like I have so many notes at this point in here that I'm really paying attention to, or like can pay attention to. Wait, on the Red Prince book it doesn't actually tell which date it was. But it's the one in the nursery, so it might just be like a non-published version, like the original in a way. I don't know. I might have to check that one again. But yeah, like I have the notes here. Might not be as related to the rest as... It could be, but maybe I'm just not thinking enough about that. Maybe the colors are important. Why is it blue, red, green, and yellow? If we are thinking about like the colors themselves, right? We do know which realms have those colors, right? Like red being fan areas, yellow being... Wait, is it arch areas? Yeah, yellow is the arch areas, and nuance seems to be green. Which I thought was like interesting that like the yellow bird is the flying one instead of the green one. It would have been like a bit more direct. But like blue, did we have blue? I don't think blue is a color, right? I mean, blue is a color, but like not like in our list, right? Yeah. We have like the pink one. But like we have purple for a Raja, but like I don't think blue is a color in our realm, so I might just be thinking too much into it. It could just be white because of like the white blue pattern, so it looks nicer. Maybe, but I don't know if the message of the book is supposed to be like about whatever realm gets the white color. I don't know. I might just be overthinking this. And yeah, I also checked like again in my scribbles, like whatever book was read like from this shelf basically. But I wouldn't know which one might be important. Is there one that looks kind of suspicious? Not really. I mean, there's like a black book here, but like that's like the extent of it. Some of them seem to be flipped, which I think is really interesting, like these ones, for example. Which is probably something you shouldn't be doing in a library, right? I don't know. That's at least how I learned in libraries. It would be useful to actually be able to see what book you're dealing with. But like, again, I'm not really allowed to interact with anything here. And these seem to be like the only ones that are. And like spam clicking doesn't do anything, right? So I'm just gonna assume that this isn't actually that important here, huh? Big old hmms. We have like this stuff about like the reading. This isn't even inside of our corner case list, is it? No, it's not. It's the nook, it's the patio, was it? The pantry. And something else. Yeah, it's the patio, the nook, the office. Which one's in the office though? Like it could be the note about like the like, but that doesn't seem like it really should be the clue, right? Maybe this is just confusing me too much. I'm gonna leave it for now. Just checking if there's like anything else that I care about here. There might be. We are in 2-2, which I probably already have, right? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Then let's continue onward. We should be able to get a rare room here. There's actually a rare room that I would like to get. There's also the gallery. And here's the thing. I need that key back. So I'm gonna get the gallery because I don't actually know if I can get it here. Gallery? Do you give me the key again? You're giving me some gems. And this is also the key that I'm looking for. This is the key 8. Ideally, I'm gonna use it in the 8th rank, but it's not necessary. Like, if I need a key, I'm gonna use that key. I just wanna know what the key is about. Also, I don't get to change anything here again, right? Yeah, okay. Once they're solved, they're actually solved. I was actually thinking about this, like, between episodes, whether maybe there are multiple solutions to those, which is also why there's, like, so much extra in here, right? Because, like, I still don't know what the hand is about, for example, or, like, shackles. Stuff like that. There's just, like, so much confusing stuff in there that I don't get, or, like, the 7 sins in there. Maybe they're just, like, red herrings. Maybe they're like part of the pun that I just don't see right, because like there's also like the shark. What's the shark in Ruminate? I don't know. Stuff like that, but apparently we are actually done here and don't need anything anymore. Okay. Observatory would be amazing because we do have some stars and it would allow us to some rerolls if I really need them. Which would be great to have, and we have 51. I don't know if we get more. We do get more, okay. So the inkwell and one for 1 coin. Lovely. So it is actually worth it to get more stars in general. And as I mentioned before, it's like really great to just continue like that. By the way, you didn't have the other paintings, right? Yeah. We are in 4-2. I don't need you. Okay. Just checking my list, right? Like this is why I'm making those lists. Really important, just in case I need them later on. Anyway, let's just continue. Ooh, Den is decent. It's also bringing me up, and I also need a gem, so I don't actually mind. Get the gem. We've been here quite often already. I am still very suspicious of like this keyhole here, but otherwise I don't think there's like a lot for me to do in here. This is 4-3. I still don't need anything in the 4th row. Okay. And then let's continue. Parlor or bedroom? I could get more gems. I really wouldn't mind that, but I feel like a commissary would be more useful right now. Just because I'm probably able to buy a lot of stuff. Maybe, no, we can't buy keycards here, right? Gems, sledgehammer, running shoes, also great, because we get them relatively early, and let's just get all the gems we can buy. Should be fine. We are in 5-3. I do need this one. Okay, otherwise I'm not so sure. I'm still not really sure about like this machine, if I can enter like a code or anything like that. It would be funny, but obviously we can't use this one either. Also, are they like... I can't tell if like the... I'm gonna call it like the engraving on the buttons is like important. This looks like a cancel button, I guess. This looks like an eye. I can't tell what's on like the white one though. Like at all. I mean, to be fair, I can barely tell what's like on this side. I mean, we have like a hot air balloon. Like maybe a zeppelin here? A crow maybe? I don't know. I still feel like this isn't, just because it's not part of the, what's it called? I hate it when I can't remember the name of rooms. It's really terrible. It's the gift shop. In the gift shop, they still ask you to basically buy that one, right? And it's not something you can buy, so I'm assuming it's not that relevant currently. I'm gonna get security. I kinda need it, and I need it to experiment as well. I would like to enter a pass. Ooh. That's actually perfect, because this allows us to go to the very north as well. Ooh, that's actually quite good. And let's change some security settings here. Keycard system, security level, I'm gonna say high, and we can also set the offline mode. But, you know, we don't really need it. Still gonna leave it like that. And then I would like to return and log into network. I'm gonna try out the password that I have seen. So, if the major one is a password, then it would be 81013. It's not. It's probably also not going to be 73. Correct password. Maybe 08100113. Okay, I had to test. Where would I use that one though? Let's go for Swan Song for now, right? Like, let's just look at the stuff. I can at least make like an experiment in a second. Because we have like the remote terminal access, right? View active terminals, and this is what it looks like, right? Like on the image. I mean, it looks at least similar enough, right? Like this is basically it. I mean, they're similar, but they're not quite the same. I mean, I could see that as a crude drawing because we have like the small box and like the top one there. Why is the suspect a key? Maybe it's literally the suspect. Wait a second. Log out. I'm gonna experiment a little bit, right? Like, we have to be silly here. Enter the suspect. Maybe written as one word? Log into network. Marigold? Maybe I'm just wrong about this, right? I'm also kind of confused because it says like a dot key, right? Like this is like the confusing part to me. Oh wait, I wanted to still set up Swan Song. I want to set up like a lab experiment, so let's quickly do that. Remote terminal access. Let's get the lab going. Yes. Where else would I need the password like that? It would still have to look similar. I don't quite recall whether Blackbridge Grotto looks like that. Anyway, we will see that at the end of the run. Can I get like a star? No, I want a ladder. Eat an apple. How many apples can I get? Like if I had like the schoolhouse, I would guaranteed do that. We can buy bananas, right? Like apples themselves are like definitely something I have to find. Do I just say, hey, I want to get a mail, the piece of mail? Because I don't really have like the best setup necessarily for a run. I want more red rooms, right? But like losing 5 steps and then doing that, I don't know if that's like worth it. Like I want the red room because I still need the security room, like where they tested the stuff. I can get at least 1 red room. We've not drafted a red room yet, right? Let's do that. It's not the cleanest one, but we've never done an experiment like that. And I would like to get like 2 letters out of this. And I bet that I can get at least 1. We've had like a few of them already in our draft pool. So not too, like, I guess too scared to not get any. It would be sad if I didn't get any though. Dark room. I don't actually mind this because we can, like, even if we don't get a good room. Okay, a letter has been sent. That's great. Secure. Oh, 2 security doors. That's nice in a way. This is a rare one. Let's get a rare one. Okay, we did make the furnace more rare. But here's the thing. We also want this. This is like the great thing about this. So we might be able to get more of them. This is another rare room. I'm gonna get like all the rare rooms if I have the opportunity. Lost and found. We have the eggs, and this is, I think, car keys. Don't really want to enter this room though. Gonna be completely honest. Okay, but getting more red rooms is actually really great with our build here. Yeah, we are going to have like a shorter run. Do I use the special key here? I don't think so. No, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. We need to do that. Like, I don't care. Like, we can get this, like, the trophy at another point. I, for now, just need to know what this room is about. That's not fit. Do I need to go to... Huh. Maybe I need to be in rank 8. Okay. I mean, I don't have, like, a lockpicking kit, yeah? Okay. Maybe it might just be, like, the exact space here? Okay, so this is interesting. I'm gonna, like, not use my regular keys for now. Chapel... Archives, maid chamber. I don't like the maid chamber. Let's redraw once. I kind of wouldn't mind aquarium or nursery. I feel like the nursery is better in this case, just because we are losing a lot of steps here. And getting 8 would be nice. Let's just check if there's like anything in here. We also get 8, oh, 2 dice actually. Okay, I'm gonna check this one again, by the way. Yeah, this is like the one that I have in my notes, and it seems like there isn't actually a date on there. That's good to know. Wait a second, we are in 5-2. Do I need 5-2? I'm still not sure if I missed something in here. I don't necessarily think so. For now, at least. Huh. Look at Star just smiling. Dead eyes. Can't believe this. Okay, I'm just gonna accept this for now. It's probably fine. Like, we've been in this room a few times already. I am semi-sure that if there is like something in here, we might need like a clue to first guide us into the right direction. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Do we go around now? We could just go to the foundation instantly. I wouldn't mind that necessarily. Like, we don't have to work our way up. I'm gonna go for the foyer first though. Like I feel like we can get like 1 or 2 of the early ranks. And then we can go northward just using the underground. I feel like that's more efficient when it comes to my steps. And also we should be able to get like, you know, some steps in there. We've been to this one before. Weirdly enough, I'm actually missing the image in the foyer. I just looked at this one. Anyway, let's just draft. Lavatory, utility closet. I don't really need the utility closet at this point. Lavatory just to get it out of the pool. And to get a letter. Letter has been delivered. I'm still not so sure about like this one. This feels like such a weird room. This 1.5, we have a photo of this? I mean, some of the wallpapers like being pulled off, but if any wall should be suspicious, it would be this one, right? And like, I have this weird memory of having items in this room once. And that's like the thing that still confuses me. This might just be like an empty room and I'm just, you know, going crazy. Apparently we don't get water in here, which is interesting. Can't even flush. We really can't do anything. Like, if this is just a dead end that does nothing, then that's completely fine, right? Like, I'm not gonna say that this has to be something, right? What I am saying is that I have this weird memory and I don't recall when I had this. Maybe I was just dreaming and this is like what makes me mad. And maybe I should just completely ignore the lavatory and that's fine. We literally cannot interact with any of those. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it at that, right? It's fine. Get some more rooms still. Draxes to get some rerolls for later. And again, I actually want to remove my... It's actually not a bad idea. I want to remove like a lot of red rooms. I can't actually draft a lot more red rooms at this point. By the way, we don't have a shovel right here. That sounds as a... That actually counts as a dead end. That's actually interesting. I might just go for the guest bedroom to get like some steps. We should get 8. Okay, we're getting 8. So this is a room that doesn't inherently give me steps. I get 10 for entering this room. Which room gives me 10 steps for entering? Compass is probably fine. I don't know if I really needed that. Am I crazy that there should be a bedroom that gives me 10 steps? I guess. It could be the... No. Like, it can only be the master bedroom, but it doesn't... Like, I have more than 10 rooms, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... Yeah, I definitely have more 10. Which bedroom gives me 10 steps? It wasn't like the lunchbox that gave me those, right? There was an item here? Found ones? No. Outer rooms? It's not the hovel. Dormitory? Did I draft the drafting room? I did draft the library, so I'm gonna say it's the dormitory then. And I got some dice, okay. I always have to like really pay attention to what's happening here. Okay, that's good to know, that's good to know. This is rank 3, I don't need anything in rank 3 here, that's fine. Not so sure about like the rest. I'm still kind of suspicious about like a lot of the items in here because I feel like this might be a hint leading us to like the nature of one of the locations just because it's like so nautical, right? And that could be it, but like the letter, for example, is gone. So like the letter couldn't have held any too relevant information because otherwise it would just be gone at this point, right? If you can replace it, I'm gonna assume that you don't get to do that, basically. Anyway, this should also give me mailroom or study. I mean, I have a bunch of redraws already. I don't need to study. I guess I'm just gonna get the mailroom then. And I'm not sure, but order placed. The other letters are actually already here. Okay, that's actually perfect. Can continue. Yeah, we have had this one. This is an observatory. I feel like this is the newest one that I've had before. Wait a second. Hey, Simon. Oh, also the stamp, just in case you need it. I'm going to assume at this point you've likely reached the upper ranks of the house and run into our keycard security doors. These are actually a fairly new addition to the house that were designed by Kirk Darren. Kirk Darren is a pseudonym. And myself, and were installed after an unfortunate incident 2 years ago when some of your uncle's correspondence was stolen by a member of the staff who had somehow managed to reach a room that they should not have been able to find. We're still not 100% sure how he got past the antechamber seals, but it was clear after that episode that not every member of the staff should have unchecked access to the higher ranks of the estate. It is important to note here that in my own experience I found every other member of the staff to be extremely trustworthy and unwavering in their loyalty to your uncle. Okay. Still, after the incident, we decided to err against our own confidences and opted to install a state-of-the-art security system, issuing keycards to only the most trusted members of the senior staff. If you find the security doors become an annoyance while you are attempting to navigate the house, you should be able to lower their frequency from the security terminal, and there's even a nifty trick to unlock them by utilizing the utility closet in conjunction with the security settings. Okay, and also like the rarity, but we knew about the rarity. Interesting. Alright, what about the next letter? Okay, and this is about the power, okay. Simon, following up on the map I created outlining the steam power duct system, I thought it would be helpful to provide you with a corresponding map for gas power, which is an outdated system that currently is only utilized outside the house and locations on the ground. We've already figured that one out though. Okay, letter 9. Simon, just in case it wasn't explicit in the emails, I decided to contact DC Power directly and get some additional usage instruction for the VAC system they installed. This information is actually as much for me as it is for you, as I often spend 10 minutes in the utility closet just pressing random buttons until coming up with the desired result, but I rarely understand exactly how I get there. After half an hour on hold, I finally got to speak to the technician who personally designed the system and compiled a list of helpful operating instructions. I'll add that material on a separate sheet and include this letter. As always, hope this helps you, Randolph. Okay, this is just how you solve the whole thing. The 5 out of the 6 indicators lights are the same color. Pressing the 6 indicator will always sync it up to the other 5. Okay. If all 6 lights are green, pressing any of them will result in the appearance of a blue indicator. Okay. If all 6 lights are purple, pressing any of them will result in the appearance of a white indicator, and pressing a blue indicator will turn it off and flip both its neighbors to blue, unless one of these neighbors is red. Yeah, okay, we kind of figured out the rules like quite some time ago, and I'm not really using the puzzle again because like I would have to look up where the solution for the puzzle is, by the way. So it's letter 9, right? Yeah, letter 9, 1. I'm still taking like screenshots of everything because like it's so useful to just be able to look stuff up, right? Like, it's like my own wiki basically that I'm creating. Okay, letter 10. This might be interesting, maybe not. Greetings, Simon. Hope all is going well on the estate. I was discussing my communication with you with another fellow technician, Kimberly Thompson, and she suggested I disclose to you the locations of drafting strategy issues she's personally found on the estate. Okay. The above list is according to her, so I can't personally vouch for that any of these are accurate. Did we see all of them? Like, we've definitely bought some dormitory drafting studio. Yeah, like, we've definitely seen all of them. I feel like you're quite likely to actually get, like, these experiments going a lot earlier. I don't know if I just got, like, really unlucky with, like, my mails and, like, how I set them up. But I guess in case you really need them at this point in the game. So, I don't know. Okay, and the last one. Okay, Simon. If I'm going to be mentioning members of the staff, perhaps I should give you a brief introduction. Miss Ellen Babbage, house manager and your boss, okay, Kirk Darren, head of security. Randolph Moore, lead lab technician, network admin, humble author of these letters. Kimberly Thompson, lab assistant and helpful sidekick. Chef DeCamp, a head of kitchen maker of the hasty meals. I don't think we've seen DeCamp yet, right? Maybe. Hartley Ruota, the Baron's personal valet, retiring. Christoph, the chauffeur. Robert Nogula, the new groundskeeper. I feel like DeCamp was the only one that or DeCamp? I don't know. It was the only one that I didn't know that well. I don't know if I've ever read that name before. Maybe like one note somewhere. There are a handful of other names among the various live-out and seasonal service staff, but due to their infrequent mention, I thought it best to omit them from this cursory introduction. Still nice to know, I guess. I mean, I always struggle with names, so I don't complain about that, right? But it does mean that these letters have not been too useful. I mean, maybe we get more if I draft some more red rooms, which I am still intending on doing today, right? Like, but like, for example, we have like these instruction for like the fuse box, right? Like about like the 5 purple indicators, activate like the red one. We got like clearer instructions via mail at some point. I don't know where exactly we read that. Was it in the office? I don't know, like in one of the mails basically we read that, and now that we have like access to all of them, it wasn't actually too hard to get. Anyway, I don't need to take any more screenshots. We are done here. I'm gonna go through the foyer. I still can't dig right, so it doesn't actually make sense to open this. Am I even going like the right direction? How did I open this again? Once and once? Or was it twice? I don't know. I did something. Just in case I want to access this later on again. Yeah. Did I have notes for the cloister? I mean, that's not really that relevant, I guess. You're also not really pointing too much, right? Like, here's the thing. You are currently pointing, yeah, but like, this is not like a standard room. And we do know that some note said that the 8th... How did I miss this one? Is that a C or a G? CX ET. This is probably just related to the other puzzle. Wait a second. Like, the issue that I'm currently facing is like, how much space is between those? So we're back to like my drawing that I made like about all of that stuff. Could I please move you? It could just be that this is the C. And wait a second. Yeah, it's an E, right? Like, so if this is like the C in the beginning, so it's CX and then ET. Wait a second, this would actually align with what I have already. So like if we do it like this, right? Like CX, ET, which would mean that the blue one moves guaranteed over here because it doesn't fit otherwise. Which still leaves us with like some other issues. Why X? How's the X helping us here? But like at least alignment wise it would make sense to have it like this, I'm assuming. But why X? CX? I have no idea. Unless we have like a password at the end and this isn't like regular letters. But it still does not explain how the door fits into everything in here. Because like the IO thing is still an issue. Right? Like this one that doesn't fit anywhere. Like it fits kind of here, but then the R doesn't fit. Maybe I just need to go recheck if like the door thing is actually correct the way I'm looking at it. I don't know. Like the next time I get like the secret passage, we are going to try that out. Anyway, I'm actually really surprised that I didn't see that before. But CX, it could also be that there's actually a gap in the middle. Like maybe, right? Like maybe there's like C gap X. Does that help though? Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna put that like as a note somewhere. Well, in any case, we still have to explore a little bit more. What? Like, this is going to confuse me, like, for so long, I bet. Also, the lighting is... Has the lighting always been so strong? It's a weird shadow, I guess. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Anyway, let's just explore the next room here. We don't... Wait. This is 1-2. Why don't I have you? Apparently I don't have you in my list. In any case, let's just continue onward. This should be free. Mate chamber doesn't sound fun. That's like the issue. I'm gonna go for the parlor then. Let's get a quick little parlor game in. We get more money later on. I don't really know if I need that, but hey, you know, can't hurt. And get the key. And then let's look at those. This is not an empty box. The gems are not in the black box. Okay. Okay, we have like multiple statements. That's really interesting again. This statement is true. And the above statement is false. Okay. This is an interesting chest. Because like if this statement is true, then it obviously is true. If it's false, then it still be false, right? Like both of those are possible. But if the above statement is false, right? Like assume the first statement is false, then the bottom one is true. But if the above one is true and like itself confirms itself to be true, then the bottom one is false, which means the other two, one of them has to be fully true and the other one has to be fully false. That's important. So, the gems are in the black box and the gems are in the white box cannot both be true at the same time, so both of them have to be false, which means that this one has to be true. This is not an empty box, which agrees with this one, because if the black and white box both cannot contain a gem, because this has to be a completely false box, they have to be in the blue box, and the gems are not in the black box would also be true, so it would be in here. I'm assuming? Yep, 3 gems. You know, easy 3 gems. I love getting free gems. I love free stuff. Give me free stuff, please. Closed exhibit. This is the one that I was looking for. And we're also getting another letter for that one. And it has been delivered to the mailroom. We do have some security guards in a way. There's 2-1, I don't need you, okay. We obviously can't continue over here. Lockpick, we do have a note there. I'm gonna look at the note in a second. Can we reach the crown? That's another puzzle box, okay. I'm just looking around. Maybe there's like a note or something like that, like on the back here? Somewhere? Well, let's get to reading, I guess. I feel like this is probably the most important thing. Okay. Dearest children, the pieces are in place and all rigid corks have been greased. However, if our ambitious plans are to succeed, we must strike this Tuesday. The routine changing of guard personnel on the first of each month means the opportunity we have created for ourselves will likely never be so opportune. If we wait even one additional week, the window will be closed. On Tuesday, there will be 3 royal guards stationed at Learson Hall, 2 of which will be wearing black gloves in lieu of the traditional white. We would be wise to sacrifice almost everything to avoid the white-gloved guard, striking only when he takes a recess. The 2 black-gloved guards have been instructed to bind, blind and gag themselves to spare us the precious extra minutes it would take your group to execute that task on their behalf. However, that also means that once we reach the exhibit, we will truly be on our own. May the black shores guide us, may the black skies shield us, may our fathers be proud of us. In arms, your faithful soldier, Pharaoh. Okay, I'm gonna need to reread that. Interesting. So there are 3 guards. 2 of them are here. Those are like the black gloved ones. They are in cahoots with like the team and are willing to let them through basically and help them out, which is interesting that they have infiltrated like that. But otherwise, I mean, it's a neat piece of information that they tested it here, but There's also the crown. It looks a lot closer to like the paper crown that you know, we had, or like similar to the crown that we had like in the book, but it's obviously missing the gems. But you know, it's supposed to be like just a training room, so they don't really need like the 100% accurate one. Okay, interesting. When I get like the lockpick, would be useful to have like later on. Good to know. I'm still gonna take a screenshot of this, by the way. I mean, using this letter, we could technically figure out a date, but I feel like the date would be part of the news in the archive if we really needed a date, right? Like otherwise, like I'm always thinking like when I read about like something that could be a date, right? Like figuring out the last Tuesday of a month, for example, could be something that's doable. And like I'm not saying that this is like an issue, but like if that were like a date for a save, then first of all I wouldn't know which save. Second of all, I feel like it would be part of the archives already, right? Like because the archives had like a lot of letters. Do I have like the screenshots of those? Let me check. Okay, no, apparently I have not taken pictures of the archive yet in these notes, so that's something. It's interesting to see that we have like those two here. I'm not really sure what to make of this room. I'm gonna be completely honest, I kinda expected like slightly more, but maybe I get like more than just money out of this box. Okay, we have to get black here. Black did what again? Black moved to the side. Yellow, I think, took on the color. Yeah, the color that most have like next to it, which... And red, I feel like just covered everything else, right? Yeah, converted all the black ones. Okay. That should be doable. I can probably figure that one out. More black. All of them are black. Oh, wait. Okay, I get the issue. This is the new one, right? Like the new symbol. This fan area, so it should be red. If I see this right. So let's convert those. Convert those again. Convert all of those. Convert everything to red. And turn them red, yeah. And no, it's just allowance. Okay, fair enough. 2 more monies. You know, I can't complain. I mean, you can complain. I will complain because I like complaining. But in any case, I mean, this is a really useful room, actually, if you get the key card. Just because, like, seeing the rarity of rooms is generally useful. Wait, it's 3 runs. Do I need 3 runs still? I need 3 runs still. Okay, I'm just gonna get the workshop then. It's fine. I could get the gym to get like more mail, but I feel like getting the workshop in this spot just to get like a confirmed another letter wouldn't be too bad. This is a C. Oh, Row and Crow. Yeah, I could have told you that like this, but I'm gonna get a screenshot. It's fine. And I mean, I do get the lever here, right? The broken one. Don't really know if there's like anything else I care about. Is there something I want to build? I do have the lever, I have the sledgehammer. I do not have a battery, so it doesn't actually matter. I don't think I can build anything else. Yeah, we have like the compass maybe, but it doesn't really do anything here. Same with like the lockpick. I need like a battery to do anything here, so it's fine. I mean, I just wanted to explore a little bit more before I leave, right? West Wing Hall Canal. Canal is also decent. Getting the garage for more keys would also be decent and would also let me go outside and I could go via the foundation afterwards. But I feel like... I mean, the canal would be amazing if it weren't for the fact that currently I don't really, you know, have anything I can use here. Like, I would still need... Let me get, like, the West Wing Hall, actually. Just because it's, like, guaranteed free, but, like, I don't have a shovel, right? Like, that's actually what I'm getting at. This is an 83. This is probably why I was thinking about like 83. This is like the death of Lady Clara Epson. But otherwise, I'm not sure if I need anything here. I do not need those. You are boarded up. That's fine. Maybe I can see something on the boards outside, but I don't think that this is relevant. Also, it's interesting that like this part of the hallway is like so much lower down than the rest. But like otherwise, I don't see too much here. I mean, it's also a hallway, so like hallways can just be nice. This is similar. I don't think I can break anything open here. And we do have like a leafy pattern like that, right? So that's definitely a chair that feels like it belongs into the estate. So that's fine. Can't break you. Can't do anything with you guys. Can't even bring like candles to put them inside, right? Like, that's the next thing. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna continue onward. I could get the locksmith. I could redraw. Do I care about going north? I kinda do. Yeah, let's just redraw. We have like so many redraws. Get more steps? Or get the gym? No, let's get more steps. This is actually also a red room. We can't forget that. So we should be losing 5 steps and then get 8. Okay, and another... And we get a shovel. That's also nice, because now... okay, also we get like more steps. But now everything is actually kind of worth it. This is 5-1. I apparently still need the screenshot. And I actually forgot to take one in the nursery, but like it's too late. I just noticed that this would have been on the list. But alas, we can dig stuff up now. We can also just continue. We want the drafting studio actually. But... do I want this here? No, let's get the chapel just to get like more room options. I know it's like really expensive. I'm gonna get like the mail. Okay, it's key. Keys we actually also need, so I don't mind. But like the drafting studio, we need the magnifying glass before I can continue on in that one. I'm just gonna look around as always. Just like look around everything once again. You might miss something every single time. Like maybe I'm actually allowed to pick up like some candles. That would be funny. And just put them into like some other lamps. But I don't think that this is relevant here. It's interesting that certain candles are really new comparatively, right? Like, these are all burnt down, but these ones seem like really new comparatively. Don't know why that is. I don't think I can interact with those, so... Also, I'm like a little bit too short. That's like the next issue, which kind of makes me believe that this might just not be that relevant. Otherwise, we do have... This is Angel 7, yeah. So Angel 8 is probably behind here if they are anywhere, which I still believe is Draxus, right? Like, because Draxus is not in here. Because this is like Orindia. Orinda? I always mix those up. It's either Orindia or Orinda. And you're not pointing at anything in here. You as the statues that you are. Like some of these statues we've seen, like this one's downstairs as well. I'm quite sure. I feel like like a very much shorter, or like even completely smaller version of you is also like in the underground. Well, anyway, let's just see. We do have special keys. I don't know, of like rank 8. Let's continue over here. We could also always just check if the special key does fit, but it doesn't fit here. Secret passage and then go around to recheck. Doesn't sound too bad. I actually want to do that. This also... I'm gonna take like a screenshot of these ones. Because we have like in one of the books, we have like the list, basically, right? Like all the lists of the different books that have been scrambled, basically. But I don't think that you can unscramble them to make up like these names. Even though there's like an orange and like a red one and stuff like that. So this might just be important. Also 6... I would have needed like an image in the chapel. That's too bad. Well, that's just how the world works, I guess. I can't actually open the door because like once I open this, I won't be able to see the lettering on the other side. But in any case, I guess I'm just gonna go around then. Go to the north. Special key, maybe it has to be like on the side? No, it's not. Okay, maybe it's just literally that it has to be on rank 8, which could be a possibility. Corridor or veranda? I feel like veranda is probably useful. We could get the gym and just hope afterwards. I think that's actually smarter because I don't actually want this room to be unlocked. So let's get the gym. It's going to be gone and we can actually go around. That's actually not great because I didn't actually want to have security doors here. Well, alas, I guess I have to go around then. Let's see, boiler room, weight room. I'm not gonna take the weight room, that's just stupid. I'm gonna get the boiler room. Oh, I'm gonna redraw. That drawing room, room of mirrors doesn't help me here. Let's redraw again. Planetarium, boudoir, please give me a decent layout. I just need a decent layout to go around. Could just be archives, but I don't like archives, I'd like to gambly. Let's get the ballroom. And then spend like all of the other gems that I have, because I obviously don't want to spend them right now. So let's get over here. Classroom, music room, no, let's redraw. Billiard room, no. Could get the boudoir just to get like more steps in again. Like I can still go north afterwards. Yeah, and I wouldn't actually mind more rerolls, gonna be completely honest. I've reached rank 8. Armory. Money in the chapel. Resilience of the rook. Gambit. I don't actually want... Like, we wouldn't actually get a lot of value out of the queen. We would get like 1 key. Let's just get the mantle again, just in case. I don't actually mind that one. And we are an 8-1. Do I need 8-1? No, I need 8-2 though. For some reason, I don't know why I never photographed like the bat and something else underground, so that's just me. I have like this note. Also interesting, like the drawing inside of the safe. Maybe I should pay attention to those. Maybe they're important. I don't know if this is like a specific drawing, but maybe you can actually put them together at the end. Maybe. I'm gonna still take a screenshot just in case. As always, just in case. Because otherwise we've definitely read this one, yeah. Is there anything else I need in here? Maybe there's like another code like on the backside of something in here that I've never really paid attention to because I like to, you know, avoid paying attention. Like for example, broken textures? Wow. I guess they weren't hidden well enough. Too bad. I'm gonna... How intentional is that? I feel like this is unintentional. This can't be intentional, right? Like, it doesn't seem like there's anything written inside or anything like that that you could have seen like that. Did I just start you? Or have you always been spinning and I just don't have like a disc? Because I don't have like an item I could put on here, right? Maybe we can spin you faster if I do something. I'm gonna have to pay attention like the next time I get here. Like I just clicked and I didn't actually pay attention if this was actually spinning before. But I don't actually hear anything. Like even if I raise the volume, I don't actually hear anything specific. But where would I find like vinyls? Not here. Again, might also just be like a decoration thing, and this is actually not that important. Maybe the pattern is important though. I just noticed that this looks rather fancy, but maybe I'm overthinking this again. I was just gonna look at the floor, and it's fine. Look at it in shame. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna continue onward here. I do technically know what's in the underground, like this is not important as I have to go there now. I'm just gonna dig up something. Okay, I'm not gonna dig up anything and I'm gonna go north. The antechamber doesn't actually do anything here. I won't be able to use a key 8, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention to using that one in just a second. Classroom, maid chamber. I feel like I need to take the storeroom just to get the keys. It's annoying because it means that I'm gonna waste some gems, but we always get like back to 2 gems, so it's like not the worst thing. Ooh, battery. Not the worst thing in the world. Is this the first time we found like an item in here? This feels kind of weird. I don't need to pick up you. Maybe I'm gonna keep you just for later. This is 9-2. I need 9-1. Okay. That's, I guess, okay. Then let's just go out and continue on with like the last path that I can. Okay, technically you have two paths I can continue, right? Like I can just go north of security. If I can't make it to the secret passage via this path, actually. I feel it's probably still worth it to go that way. Even though I'm missing, like I'm gonna lose some gems right now. I'm gonna just say that this is fine. And I'm gonna survive, right? Hallway is probably fine. Chamber of Mirrors could work. I feel like it's just a hallway. It's okay. We have like a lot of rerolls, but for now I'm just gonna go for this one. Also gives us a key. 7. I need 7-3. Apparently I need this one and 7-4. I feel like I've had this one before. Did I just not cross it out? Because paint and pine we've definitely had before. Well, anyway, the issue is actually that I can't continue like that. Because, like, the issue is that I need to reach rank 8 via a key, and obviously this door isn't locked for us like the hallway one. So I'm gonna need, like, a good room here. Maybe archives? Do I gamble archives? We have, like, a lot of rerolls. I'm gonna gamble archives. Because otherwise this could be an issue later on. Also, this should give me another painting combination. Where's the other painting? Also, I can take like all of the pictures in these notes here again. I don't know why I don't have them. But there should be a note here. Jewels have been stolen. Okay, this is actually on September the 2nd. So it would be before then. But do we have like a calendar here? Like one that I can actually use? Because I don't think so. We still can't use ladders for some reason. Can't believe this. Huh. I'm just kind of curious at this point. Maybe I missed something, because like this definitely feels like first of all, there are like a lot of locks here, right? Like, so if we find like special keys, maybe, but maybe I'm just like overthinking like those lock-like openings, right? We had like a similar one in the den, so wouldn't be too surprised if like sometimes it's just texture and I'm overthinking some parts of it, but like then again, this game likes to you know, have like other things going on. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm still gonna let me quickly take like screenshots of like all of these things, and that should be fine. Okay, I've been rereading like the notes here and obviously taking screenshots and stuff. So some things that I had to clarify. Obviously, like it's obviously, but like it's probably obvious for people who don't take like long breaks here. Swimworld was the second book, so like Red Prince was definitely before then. I was like kind of confused about like the dates, because like at that point we would have been alive already, right? Like when Bluebird or like Swimbird, not Bluebird, was released. So how do I put it? I am kind of surprised by Swimbird in a way, because it came like later, after Red Prince had already been like so, I guess, politically motivated. Right, and there's like another thing, that's RLCF, which I still don't get. Maybe this is also a password? I don't see how RLCF, like where that comes from. Right, it's definitely not related to the Children of Blackwater, I'm assuming. RLCF, might be related to certain names, but even then I don't quite see how exactly that works. So there's like no explanation for like that acronym, so I wanna have to, like, I need to see, maybe I can put that in somewhere. I actually wrote it down. So yeah, like then they dropped it, then she disappeared. And there's like another thing, like a minor thing. And that's like, we have like every single page is filled, except for between this one and the next one. It seems like something's missing. And I don't know if like something just dropped, and we could maybe find it if we really paid attention to our surroundings. But I don't think so. Maybe it's also just because like this all should be connected, right? Maybe this is just a stylistic choice, but it could also just be that there's like something missing here. Right? So, yeah. Also, like, this definitely doesn't seem like any of those images. I mean, this could technically have been inside of the estate. But, like, for the most part, I don't think that any of these are, like, estate relevant of the images. So, yeah. This is definitely something I just wanted to note. And I'm gonna, you know, sweep one last time before we continue exploring. I did a short sweep. Let's go north. Maybe... Okay, this is not locked. That's annoying. Redraw a few times. Boiler room. I guess... It's not perfect because it costs like a gem. But like the main reason why I'm doing this is actually just that I want to have like a locked door here. And it's still not locked. Ah, it's annoying. I guess I'm gonna gamble with like whatever room this is. Okay, utility closet. I mean, you can turn off the gym at least. That's not perfect, but hey. Dark room we... Oh yeah, dark room we actually entered already. Keycard system... We can keep it on. It's like no need to turn it off? I guess? No, wait, let's turn it off just in case I need to go through the lost and found and have some issues later on. And we've already worked with that before, so it doesn't actually matter that much. Okay, like what can we do otherwise? Special keys, probably key 8 doesn't do anything here. Yeah. Lockpick kit. We could get the pantry. There's still something going on in the pantry that I don't know about. And maybe... Right, because like we have like this. Wait, first of all, eat an apple. We need some more steps. This is the only thing that I know about in here. Like the 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. And this is 50 steps in total. I don't know if this is like the only hint that you're giving me here, but I feel like... Right, like... You're talking about the corner case. You can't just give me like such a small hint, I guess. By the way, do I have like 9-4 already? Yeah. So it's not that important to me right now. I do actually need some other images still nearby, huh? Okay, let's see if I can continue onward here though. Special key is still not gonna work. I'm still gonna try it like every single time I can. Free trophy room? I mean, it actually brings me around, so I don't actually mind. Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. Let's get all of these gems. This is like why I actually reduced the cost. Like, look at all the gems we're getting for free, literally for free. But yeah, like we already have the 9-5 here apparently. I was just checking my notes again, just in case I didn't, like I forgot it. But no, I'm only missing 9-3, which doesn't exist in 9-1. So we're actually almost done with like all of the paintings, which is nice. Like, I'm gonna be really disappointed if I cannot solve the puzzle today. Special keys? Okay, I was worried. Oh! It's that room. Avarice? Mundanity? Wait, what? The sum of sin. Okay, I can move stuff around here. That's interesting. Wait, why mundanity? Avarice, greed, right? Like sloth, gluttony. Interesting. That explains why it's 8. So there are animals that represent this? That's interesting. Also, why are there all these nails? So we can put like trophies here. Okay, let's read. The sum of my sin, as it is penned, is a number within the room we are in. The sum of my sin, as it is penned, is a number within the room we are in. So you have a sin that's 8 long. Gluttony, maybe? Okay, so gluttony is the only one that's 8 long. Because it's the sum of my sin as it is penned, so as it's written. The sum of the sins so is a number within the room we are in, and the only number that I can see is the 8. So I'm gonna assume that this is like that. I understand this right. I picked it up. Gluttony, place it, sure. I can still pick it up. Okay. I'm gonna figure that one out. I'm just gonna assume that this is right for now. You won't find my bin in between sin, for I deserve to be in a bin on the end. So you're either hubris, you could be avarice, or mundanity, because I don't actually think that mundanity is like really a sin. So okay, we might have to take like notes later on, but for now I'm just gonna try to do it in my mind. If we spend a min or 10 lounging in the den, you know which bin I'm often in. I mean, why a minute or 10? Like, I do know the den, right? Like, the den is the room that I'm always surprised about. Like, it could be sloth, but like, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it for now. I recommend you think again if I'm ever in a bin far from the fin. Okay, the fin as in the shark fin. So you're like closer here and not on this side. I can work with that. Okay. This one. I share a trend with my neighbor sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. Trend. And last envy, no. Wait, on each? I share a trend with my neighbor sin. Okay. A letter and its twin. So double letter on both. But like gluttony doesn't have like a double letter. None of these have, right? Gluttony, sloth, wrath. I don't get the twin part, right? Like, sharing, I guess a letter isn't too hard. Like, for example, lust and envy doesn't share any letters, right? Lust and wrath, I mean, they both have a T. But like, gluttony does have 2. Wait. My neighbor's sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. Like, gluttony only has like a double letter. Mundanity has like 2. Avarice technically also has 2. I'm gonna leave that. I feel like this is the one when I'm done with like all of them, I'm gonna have to like really think about and write some stuff in there. The bin I tend to wind up in is near the bend in the tail of the skin. Wait, in the tail of the skin? Hubris? No. The bin I tend to wind up in is near the bend, or near the bend in the tail of the skin. So hubris, probably. I'm gonna say maybe. I don't know if there's like an issue if I place them here. I don't think I'm gonna explode, right? I feel like I just have to solve it by the end. And this is like one of them where I'm like slightly sure about that. Which also means that, yeah, a bin at the end would be here, mundanity. If that's even a sin. Is that even a sin? I don't think so. Wait. To first begin, place me within a bin that with an N within its sin. With an N within its sin. Can I put you back? I don't think so. Envy has 1. Gluttony has 1. Sloth, avarice. So like the only one that's left with an N would be envy. Okay, assuming that like the rest is correct. Like the issue is that I have to kind of pick you up, right? To my chagrin, my neighbor's sin is written thin to fit it all in. So gluttony is the neighboring one. It might be wrath then. Or avarice. Because like we have one that might be sloth. Alright, which one was sloth? The one lounging. I feel like that sounds like sloth. This one was... wait. You have to be near the fin. So it would be here. I might just have to restart in a second completely. And this one said something. I share trunk with my neighbor Sin. A letter on and its twin appear on each bin. I mean, the letter and its twin, so AA, appears on this one. We have an A. But which one's the other one? Heard some crumbling, but I don't think that this was correct. Oh, okay. Now it broke. Like I'm not allowed to continue, I guess. Ah, okay. Oh, wait, no. I solved it. Wow, okay. The 8th throw. I guess I just overthought this. This wasn't too hard of a puzzle then. Okay, but we solved it. I mean, we got a trophy out of this one. Trophy 8. Solve room 8 on rank 8. You've been awarded the 8th trophy for solving the puzzle in room 8 on rank 8. That's nice. In recognition of rumination. Ah, I mean, I do like logic puzzles. I just... I don't know, I kind of expected slightly more in a way. For how hard it was to get this one. Does room 8 contain anything else though? It was very, very good that I looked around, but like... I'm gonna have to make sure that there isn't like anything left in here. Like, I'm just worried that there might be like a code or something like on the backside here. But it also means that like room key 8 is kind of useless now. In a way. I mean, at least we made progress, right? So I can't complain. We have to go back anyway. And we're not actually done with the run yet. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still need one more trophy for something. What do I need 8 trophies for? I feel like I need 8 trophies for something. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I need like one more trophy for... Was it like a trophy for 8 trophies? 8 ramp sigils, no. Explore. Actually, there's only one more room missing, which is interesting. And where would I get that one? Wait a second. Let me check this one. It should not be. It's a found one. I don't know. Where would I find one? I mean, obviously that's like the big question. I guess like in one of the safes. It's like room 46. Yeah, rumored. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna, by the way, there's another thing that I need to do. I have actually not done that yet. I'm gonna have to like click through here just a second. So if it's like on recording, so I can actually fill out my list. Like my list of all the rooms, so I at least have like all the names in the right order. While I'm thinking, I mean, I'm guessing it would make sense to have like one more room in a safe, which also means that we are like really approaching the end in that sense. But I don't really know what to do then with myself. Not just with myself, but like actually like where to go is like kind of the next question, because I have like no idea. I still want to go outside, obviously, but that would require me to get like the right blessing still. So I just see something. Like sometimes I'm moving around and it seems like my mouse sees something or like changes for a brief moment. And sometimes I feel like I'm stuttering in a weird way. That should not happen. I'm always hoping that it's fine on the recording though. That still leaves us with like this puzzle where I say, no, maybe like it could just be this one. Because otherwise I just have no idea what you're trying to tell me. There might be more. Maybe if I find like another puzzle, then I'm getting it. Maybe this is like related to something really important. While we're at it, do I... Like, I would like to reach the secret passage, like the other side. The issue is that we're actually running out of steps. And, like, quickly. Like, we are so low on steps. And I actually wanted to check something outside. But, like, I can always go back to the grotto, like, whenever. That's not something that's that has to be done today. If I want to try out, like, the passwords. Conference room. Yeah, let's get the conference room. Just to make sure that I guarantee reach that place. Do I need something in 6? That's not one I need. Yeah, that's fine. And let's get over here. I need like a straight path, and that's fine. Let's open you up. Spare bedroom gives us a lot of steps again. So I'm just gonna take that one. Get that one, +8. Go through here. Do I need this room? Probably not, right? Like, still 6. Don't care about you. Oh, gem. This is at least one item, which is nice. We already get those. Also, it's been like really long since I last got the spare bedroom. I feel like it's probably just because I set up the, or like made the room really rare. If I recall correctly, it might be like one of the rarest rooms in here. But that's fine. I'm just checking if there's like something here. And now let's look at this one. Yeah, door is just like one gap. That's important. I'm gonna take like a screenshot again, but like there's only one, or like enough space to have one singular letter. That's like kind of the issue here. I mean, I can also not open this one, so like this is not a shortcut or anything like that. Which is fine. We still have like 2 rooms to check. I just wanted to make sure that I got that code, so I was right about that. So like one of the other codes has to be wrong. Like the alignment at least. Just a teensy bit. What else do I need? Wine cellar. Let's just get the archive one. I mean, there's like no need to be cautious here. I mean, we have this one again. We have a key. It's been some time since we last have been here. Like, Corerica University is like still, in my opinion, really interesting to see. Also, like the chessboard, I hope is correct. Okay. It's interesting to see. I might have to like read. Was there like a letter here before? Maybe there wasn't. I for some reason thought there was something to read in here. But it is interesting because we do know that it's orange. It cannot be purple because we've had purple before. It's a university, so I'm assuming it's like an academic place. It could also be, you know, somebody playing like badminton or like tennis. I mean, table tennis. You know, we have like the paddles for those here. Wasn't there like a letter in here? Or was that one somewhere else? Maybe I need to enter the Dove Cove again at some point. Anyway, I'm gonna reread the drafting strategy. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of stuff in here that I didn't know already. Like we have like the classroom, like the ducts and stuff, but maybe there was like a drawing and like I just need like the screenshots for my notes, because otherwise they do feel incomplete. But I feel like this one was the one that had like the least amount of secrets. But hey, we will see. Yeah, I don't know. I've been rereading this. The only thing that was like a confirmation again, like Corerica, right? The mountains of Corerica are where you find academia. I'm quite sure that it's orange. I feel like we've tried the colors before. I wouldn't know where else it would be, right? Like, and again, we have like, you know, I'm calling it like the heart shape, more or less, in orange. So it would be surprising if it weren't. I could make an argument that's like purple because of like these flags, but I don't think that this works. This just says Sinclair again. Okay. We can spin the globe. This globe doesn't even have like a compass, not a compass, but like a clock below it, which, you know, the bigger ones obviously have. For some, like really, like for some reason I thought there were other nodes in here, but I might just be wrong about that. Well, in any case, we do have like a lot of steps now, so we should be able to do some other fun things. Like we could go like north of security even if we tried, right? Like, yeah, that should be possible actually. I just counted. Like we should be able to both go back here, check out like the other room via the archives, and if I smart about this. Okay, I can't do this, but I do have like enough keys, so I don't actually mind. Random one? Sure, random one. Oh. This one still has like a, I guess, a puzzle on its own, to my understanding. I wouldn't know what to do here, though. That's like my issue. Like, at least according to the list, there should be something here. And I don't know what. There should maybe in the chairs? Like, it just is counted as a corner case that there's something here. I don't think we can activate anything here. Like, it's not like we can get like steam ducts here, right? Like to get like steam powered grills? Something like that, but I don't think that this is it. It talks about buried below, okay. We can excavate stuff. That's fair enough, but otherwise... I mean, you can dig around. I don't know if like digging around here is like useful. Maybe there's like a rock or something like that that's like really special. I mean, there are like some planks that I don't quite get. And we would be looking at the dormitory from here, which doesn't help us. And this direction would be room 8, which also has like a covered window. So there isn't really much to do for us here. The lamp also. I just don't really see it. That's like kind of the issue currently. So I'm just gonna accept it. There should be something here. It might just literally be like the spread thing, and maybe I'm overthinking whatever's in a new clue. Because otherwise I just don't see it. Like at all. Like we can't even open these, right? Like this is like the next thing. Can we get the patio on the east? Like we are on the east side, but like on the west side? Maybe we can look at it from the other side if we have the garage placed properly, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to like check. Maybe there's a way to do that, and I just don't remember it ever happening. But like if that's possible, that's like the only way I can imagine this working out, because I don't think we can like climb out of the estate otherwise. Like we can almost climb out of the estate, right? Like this. But I don't think that we are supposed to glitch ourselves out. But I could see like the other side of this fence, I guess, or this little wall here to hold like a secret. But if that's not the case, then I have no idea. Maybe I could burn this thing. Right, like because again we can't really, you know, interact with anything here. So I'm just gonna assume that like the node might be too ambitious, like the one in the new clue, and I'm just overthinking something that I shouldn't. Well, in any case, I'm gonna run around and just could go via the foundation. It might be actually a little bit quicker. I'm gonna go via the foundation. Just go down, get like that one screenshot that I'm apparently missing for some reason. I'm gonna I'm gonna lose all my gems either way, so I don't really care. And that should still be better than the alternative. So let's get over here. Yeah, you're still spinning. That's fair enough. Before I actually do like the other exploration, I actually want to look around here again. Just because it's been so long, right? Like maybe we can move something. I rarely spend time outside, and this might just be completely unrelated, right? I know that I can turn off the gas if I wanted to here, but we obviously want to keep that one active for the elevator. But this one's like the easiest one to turn off and turn on again, if I really wanted to. And this is like the logbook. I mean, it does have a date in there if we really cared about it. And I still don't really get this one. Because we have like barren ground in this one, for example, right? And we have like rich soil in certain ones. I guess this might just be the amount of flowers that can bloom. Maybe I need to put... Oh, this is like the likelihood for like a greenhouse or something? I don't know. Yeah, I'm really not that sure about those. But yeah, I'm gonna take like some screenshots. I don't think that this was the most important of the books. Alright, we got like the note here again that the current groundskeeper actually didn't know how to enter again because they forgot again. But we have found like the other, like the reply note basically telling us how to enter like the inside. Which makes sense, yeah. I had the gas line. This one apparently, if I understand this right, this is probably more related to the secret garden. If I draft the secret garden in like the second rank, like on the very west, I might not get a singular fruit to my understanding. While like the third one, for example, has like really rich soil, so I would spread more effects. Because it talks about like the amount fruit spread from gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. So it's related to that. It's probably not that important otherwise. I don't think that they are like really secrets, but like if I were to draft the greenhouse like in the second rank again on the very left, I would probably not get any gems, while like one of the rich soil ones I would get some. To my understanding. So it might not be like that important. And I'm right about this. Like, I'm just gonna assume that this is not like the most important thing. I'm also really fascinated by how broken down everything is here, but hey. It will be fine, I guess. I'm just gonna assume that everything is okay. And leave. The sundial doesn't really do anything here. Right, it's also like... like the time and the sun is certainly a thing that exists in this world, right? And you have like the smudge thingies. I think you're active if I spin you, right? Like you to actually turn on. And like the elevator turns off. Or something like that. Yeah, you're like active now. I mean, we are technically still in winter, so technically we shouldn't be doing that. Right, like we shouldn't be turning that one off, but I guess it doesn't actually matter. It's just like some flavor. Well, in any case, there are 2 more things that I want to do today. The first thing is actually go to the grotto and try out like the other password. Maybe I am correct about my assumption then that just like a part of this is relevant. And we might also recheck this one. Like I'm still very much sure that this should be like an I gap IOO. Which kinda just puts it into like the door space, because otherwise it doesn't really fit. But if I do that, right, like the door has like only this one gap, and like we have like this one gap here, like I can move you over to like have the O's align, but like then the X doesn't work out. Unless I'm misunderstanding this and there's actually a gap here, right? If I move you like... Let's just... Wait, that's the wrong key. I'm great at navigating this, by the way. Let's just pretend that there's a gap in the middle, right? Like, and this is a C and an X here. Then the ID one would move over here. So CIX. What would that mean? Okay, X at C to lore at. I mean, it could still be, you know, Eurasian. We only need a few letters, but like at is, I think, east, right? Word east. But the C doesn't really make sense to me, because we've not seen a singular word that uses a C. Like if we combine this, right? Like we have at as east, lore as word, something with a T in the beginning. I don't think we've had another one. We have like tray, but tray doesn't really make sense here. Something starting with an S. Like we are missing too much of the language for this to work out, I feel like, or at least like understanding if it is supposed to work like that. But in any case, I don't think that this is that useful. Let's try out the other thing. Like, here's the next thing. Like, I still have like no idea where I would find like the third of these pieces. This is like the frustrating part here. I mean, technically, wait a second. If I take these out, This microchip has like another 4, but I don't think that this like reveals where it's supposed to be put. Same with this one. Right, like I can put these in, but that's kinda it. Like there's not really a lot to do for me. And like the middle, like this one just doesn't help me at all. Anyway, I want to try some passwords. One that doesn't follow the other keys. So we do have the minor ones, right? It would be 7-3, which would be like way too short. It could be 0703. Okay, but what about like the big ones, right? Like 8, 10, 1, 13. Okay. Maybe 08, 10, 01, 13. Okay. That doesn't help either. I don't really know what to make out of this. It could also be RLCF. No. RLCF, not capitalized. Okay. I had to try some things here. As always, I like to try a few things that might be passwords, but I don't know. I am just a little bit too confused, I guess. In any case, there's still stuff to do. Like go into the estate again, and there is like 1 or 2 more rooms that I can draft. And then afterwards we can end. I don't think we can make like any major revelations at this point, but I mean we've made a lot of progress here, so I'm actually not too mad about this. Wait, dining room. We actually get like a lot of steps, so we guaranteed can make this. I'm not. If I have the boiler room, oh, I actually have the boiler room, so we get like a ton, and I mean a ton of steps here. But otherwise, I don't feel like we are getting a lot of out of this. Like, unless I'm getting. Where am I even going? This is, by the way, the wrong way. Wait a second. Mail room? Didn't we get more mail? Actually appeared here. Okay, that's actually really nice. We've had this one. These are all the names, and this should be the next one. Okay. Another successful experiment, another letter. You have certainly been keeping yourself busy. As I've spent the last few days racking my brain, trying to come up with new clues for you, I'm reminded of your mother's aptly named book, A New Clue, and how fiendishly she hid the clues for her readers within its pages. Don't worry, I won't be hiding my clues for you in imagery or requiring you to comb the text with a magnifying glass. The truth is, I'm not nearly as clever or creative as she was. The best I could muster trying to be cryptic and mysterious would be something like, break the bricks in the weight room with something that has a handle and is very heavy. I am afraid that in spite of my best efforts, the result is not quite cryptic and even less mysterious. I suppose I'll leave the riddles to your great uncle and his niece. Okay, we do know about like looking at the using like the magnifying glass to figure some stuff out. What was the next one? Hiding clues in imagery. Yeah, we looked at imagery. And we also do know about the weight room, that we have to break the walls. We have done all of these things already, which is always kind of silly. Still nice that we get that one. I'm not sure how many more there could be though. Like, I really hate that I'm only getting information about stuff that I already know. Like, I love it in one case. That's a kind of a confirmation that I'm like, I guess further ahead than the hint system. But, you know, that still doesn't help the fact that I'm just not getting anything out of these. Alright, next one. Unused memos? Okay. Wait a second. Dear Simon, as I've been running out of ideas of my own, yesterday I asked Kirk Darren if he had any additional security advice I could pass on, and to my surprise he gave me an envelope and directed me to include it in my next correspondence to you. I did not ask him what it contained, so I'll be very curious to hear from you after this is all over and after this is all over and find out whether or not it was of any use. Until next time, Randolph. Okay, I did see that we get some notes here. I'm gonna, you know, as always, take a screenshot. So this might be like the first really useful letter in quite some time. Unused memos, unused memos. Safeguard, this is the wrong one. The numbers 6, 7, and 9 do not appear in any fixed combinations of safes. The numbers 6, 7, and 9 do not appear in any of the fixed combinations of safes on the estate. This is a true thing. Okay. 6, 7, and 9 do not appear anywhere. Safeguard doesn't matter. Safeguard D8. We've already figured that one out. There's also a handwritten one, so it's true. There's a safe on rank 10. There's a green one. The green one doesn't really help me. But I could see that being the case, that there's a like a safe in that room. Okay, I'm gonna take screenshots. Okay, the only question is like, where would the green letter be? So this is like something that doesn't actually help us. Safe code D8 does help us because it's a handwritten one. 6, 7, and 9 do not appear on any of the fixed combinations of safes on the estate, which does kind of help us figure out where we need something like that. For example, 6, 7, and 9 do not exist, which means that I had the suspect is minor somewhere, like as a potential key, right? Where I said like, okay, there's like the 7 and the 3, like in the, again, like I'm talking about the subway stations, and it's like 7 and 3, so if they don't appear on any safe, so then it's a key for something else. If it's even a key, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting trolled here. Okay, but we still have like some letters. Simon, I can't think of any reason you'd need to access the server administrator controls before I return, but your father has mentioned your interest in computers, so I have a feeling you may be a bit more hands-on than your great uncle. You find the terminal in Blackbridge Grotto, a small cavern sealed, much like the story, off the East Drive. I believe I've previously explained how to restore power to the grotto in one of my earlier letters. However, keep in mind that accessing the terminal requires an admin key. Unfortunately, I won't be able to set one up for you until I return, but your admin key will eventually be Jones, first 4 letters of your family name. Or if you prefer, we could use a pseudonym. I'm sure we'll discuss it in great detail when I return. Have I ever tried getting Kirk Darren in there because they talked about like a pseudonym? Maybe. I'm gonna try that later on. I mean, it would make sense as like another admin key according to like the rules. Oh, Simon, if you do end up accessing the admin controls in Blackbridge Grotto, I'm sure you notice the sealed circular door to the left of the terminal. As you likely have already concluded yourself, this door can only be opened if 3 different microchips are inserted in the central pedestal. Normally all 3 microchips are kept secure in 3 other locations, but I decided to make it easy for you and have left one of the microchips in the grotto for ready access. However, you will have to find a new clue or 2 to find the others. This is a hammer, which is interesting, because we've already hammered one of those. If there were like another hint, that would have been great. But hey, we have like one last letter. Oh, Simon, I'm honestly very impressed with the number of experiments you've been successful in executing. I certainly wasn't expecting to write this many letters when I started our correspondence. Frankly, I'm not quite sure what other advice I can offer in the blind without knowing directly what the challenges are you currently face on the estate. For all I know, you've long since reached room 46 and are just continuing your unaccompanied exploration stag, happy and free of the maids and the staff crowding the halls and getting in your way. I can't say I blame you, and I'm sure the other members of the household are quite enjoying the extended vacation. Speaking strictly for myself, however, I cannot wait to get back and begin working with you directly. Helping you through these letters was only whetted my imagination, and to be candid, our collaboration in this correspondence has reminded me so much of working with Mary. I know she's proud of you. Until the day I return, Randolph. And this might just be the last one, right? And we do get like this one again, but we already have like all of the stamps, so. But it is interesting that he's explicitly talking about like Mary, not about our great uncle, when it comes to like these, I guess, experiments here. In any case, okay. I mean, I am done with all the... No, wait, I can still open security. That was like the whole thing. I don't think that they added like something else here, right? Like this of all there. Yeah, okay. I don't know if we can even get any more mail at this point. I could imagine that this is the last one just because we're like at the very end of this desk. Would be reasonable in my opinion. It could, obviously, they could still put like more mail up here. But it feels like kind of the end. It's interesting that we can see like all of the stamps here, more or less. Like we can't actually access all of them here. Like we can't see the stamp behind there for some reason. It's kind of rude, but we can see this one, for example. It would be useful in case you missed like one of them, but again, I feel like we have all of them, right? Like if I go into the library, I should be able to see all of them. But I guess we can do that in a second, because I still want to draft the last room, right? Yeah, I was just checking. We do have all of the stamps. I am still so confused about like all of the places. No, Korarica, didn't we figure that one out then? Did we? No, Korarica and Amara J are the ones that are still missing, right? Because like Vera, we can't open. And I think Nuance we also can't open, right? Like those are like the two that are locked in the basement at this point. So I'm not really sure what to do about those, huh? It's fine though, like we're going to figure it out at some point. I feel like there might be like some piece of writing that we can, you know, help. Maybe we can ruminate a little bit or like realize something. And then everything will be fine. We do have to then, we can laser around here apparently. We've learned that we can laser around here for like 10 minutes. I don't think that this is something I have to do again, because I've done so like multiple times. While I'm at it, I'm gonna go over here, because I'm apparently, wait, which, before I forget, I am missing like a few rooms. I am missing 5-2, I'm missing 2-5. 2-5 would have been the mail room, okay. And then like I need something in 6-1, which would have been the chapel I can't get. 8-4 would have been the archive, no, boiler room. Oh, I forgot about that. Does the boiler room doesn't have like a painting, so I couldn't have gotten that one. 8-5 would have been this room, which also was locked off in this one. Okay, so like the only ones I can get are the nursery right now, and yeah, the mail room, right? Yeah, 5-2 and 2-5. So let's first of all get like the screenshot of those. Oh yeah, it's like the weird man and whatever orchard that is. I have no idea. Wait, I'm stupid. I already took that screenshot. Exactly the screenshot, and I just forgot about it. Fair enough, but I still need to go through here, check out the last room. Right, and I'm gonna get the last bit. I'm still not really sure about like what to do here. But like once I have those, right, like I'm only missing like a handful of letters at this point. I can't open you. Once I'm done with that, we are going to sit together at some point and just, I'm gonna redraw a few times. Maybe there's like something cool I can get. Planetarium? Get more stars? Is there any room I care about getting? I feel like just getting the planetarium wouldn't be too bad. Just to get like 2 stars. Sure. We have like a lot of steps left. I'm gonna go back to the mail room just to take like the screenshot, and then we are going to return here. Alright, I took the screenshot. We are only missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. Wait. No, I can cross off one of them. So like 4 more paintings. Then I have like all of them. And like if I check like the old list, I might actually have some of those. It's just like that in the new list. I don't have like all of them. That's fair, I would say. You're still moving around. That's also nice. I mean, we can look around, and like this is only the note that we've had before, right? Like about like all of the constellations. That like once we get 50, we get the new constellation, which in my opinion is like still the best one, right? So being able to like re-roll so much and like basically save re-rolls between runs is like the runs is definitely a cool ability for definitely I guess long going playthroughs. So I really like that addition. But in any case, I'm just gonna end it here. Again, calling it a day here should give us 2 stars. Next time, like this was like another long recording session, but like next time I would like to get the last few paintings. I'm gonna see that I might, like maybe even, oh, a Crimson Museum. The gallery, the closed exhibit, 10 red rooms. Like it was nice that we got to see the closed exhibit, but I definitely expected slightly more of it. But I do think that it's actually a really cool room if you have a key card, because it gives you like rarity options. Like it helps you kind of gauge rarity, but I feel like this would have been more useful if you get it like early in the run, because I kind of know the rarity of most things. We got room 8 and solved it, which was cool, which means that there's only one more room missing that we've never gotten. And I'm guessing this plan is probably going to be in some safe. Don't know where it is. I still need to reach room 46 again, because we've not done so since I've gotten the deed, if I recall correctly, right? It's only been a few episodes since then, but it's been like a lot of like real world time, just because I had like this massive break in there. So this is definitely something I still have to do. What else am I missing? I need to figure out like what this password means. There's still some other, I guess, questions about the estate that I just don't get, I guess, but they are not that many actually, right? Like I still want to move the antechamber outside, but that would require me to get like the blessing, and that's like kind of hard because it's like just random. At some point I might actually have to do like the thing where I reset a few runs again and just start like once I get that one, like the setup that I need. Don't know how it's going to look like, but I feel like there's still a few mysteries I can find inside of the estate. I'm still missing at least one code, right? Like the castle puzzle. I am still missing too much in there. I cannot solve it yet. I am missing a little bit of erosion, I guess. So that's something to figure out, I guess. I want to get the tomb again, because that's like the only place where we get Draxus so far. I don't think that we have had the statue anywhere else. Like the Cloister of Draxus does not count, in my opinion, just because this is like an addition, right? Like not every player gets that one. And since we got it like in a message that Draxus is shown away, I don't actually, where did I get that one? I don't actually recall in which note I found that one. I don't actually recall. Like, I will probably figure it out while editing. It must have been like a recent thing, which is why it's like in the back of my mind constantly. But I need to find like the Draxus statues and figure out where they're pointing. Maybe, you know... Oh, wait, it's in the map thing that I had seen. In any case, I still hope you enjoyed the episode, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you next time. Till then, have a good one, and bye-bye.